Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. If you would like to work on a question from the Eggheads while you watch at home, Steve, you've got one.
I do, Jeremy, and the question is quite a simple one. All human phobias, except for 2, which are congenital, are acquired throughout a person's lifetime. So simply, which 2 phobias or fears are we born with?
Let's find out the answer from Steve at the end of the show. Can't even begin to imagine. Hoping to beat the might of the Eggheads today are the Borneo Clarets. Now, the majority of this team met during a jungle tour in Borneo, where they discovered their mutual love of Burnley Football Club. Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Heather. I'm a retired pharmacist.
Hello, I'm Tad and I'm a retired NHS accountant.
Hello, I'm Wendy and I'm a retired school librarian.
Hi, I'm Des and I'm a retired banker.
Hi, I'm Clive. I'm retired from an NHS trust.
So, Heather and team, hello.
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 Great to see you. I love the team description. You met in Borneo, some of you, Heather, is that right?
It is, right. Tad and myself, we went on a very sort of small jungle trip and we met Des and Wendy. Right. And there were just 14 of us on this trip and we were getting on fine, but then one day Des pitched up in a Burnley T-shirt. And of course, Tad, who's an avid Burnley supporter, recognised a fellow Claret. And we've met up a few times since then to watch Burnley at home games.
Right.
And then we discovered we were quizzers. We quite enjoyed quizzing.
This is
and
brilliant.
so the team name, magically appeared, and all we needed was to find someone to quiz with.
It is that is the best team description we've had for such a long time. Thank you. That's fantastic. So a bit of Borneo, a bit of Burnley, and a lot of quizzing.
Yep.
Good luck, challengers. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs. If the challengers fail to win, as you know, the prize money rolls over to our next show. Now, Borneo Clarets, the Eggheads have won the last 8. That's why they've got that just slightly fizzy look about them. So there's £9,000 if you win today. Wow. You can all go to Borneo again, or Burnley. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of music. So Heather and team, who would like music?
Oh, that's my default, I think.
Well done.
OK,
Yes.
Des.
Yes.
Well done, Des.
Who would you like to take on? I'll give you the list. Barry, Steve, Pat, Kevin, Lisa.
I'm not sure there.
Barry.
Barry or Steve.
Barry or Steve?
Yeah.
Take on Steve.
All right, good stuff. So Des from the Borneo Clarets is going to play Steve from the Eggheads. Round 1. And please, if you can, go to our famous question room. All right, music is the subject, Des. And would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, Jeremy, please.
Here we go. In which year did Adamski's single Killer, featuring Seal on vocals, reach the UK #1 spot? 1970, 1990 or 2010?
I could rule out 1970. I'm sure it was much later than that. I think it would have been 1990, Jeremy.
Indeed, 1990. Well done. First point to our challengers. Good stuff. Now, Steve, your question. In 2012, the American singer-songwriter Josh Tillman started to record under the name Father John what? Gloomy, foggy or misty?
This is no one on me. I'll try Misty. I genuinely don't know.
OK, you just have the odd gap. Kids?
Yeah. Misty, yes.
Father John Misty.
Never heard of him.
Bit of a groggy start for our Eggheads. Des, your question. The Grange Park Opera Company constructed an opera house in the grounds of the stately home inherited by which famous quiz show host? Jeremy Paxman, Bradley Walsh or Bamber Gascoigne?
Well, this is outside my sphere of knowledge. Classical is not my strength. Somebody's stately home. I would have to have a pure guess and say Bamber Gascoigne.
It is indeed Bamber Gascoigne. Well done. So, 2 to our challengers, 1 to our Egghead. Steve, your second question. Corinne Drury became famous as a lead vocalist in the 1980s with which band? Swing Out Sister, Shakespeare's Sister, or the Pointer Sisters?
Swing Out Sister, Jeremy.
Swing Out Sisters, correct. Back to our challenger. Perfect so far. Which Transylvanian-born composer's opera entitled Le Grand Macabre was first performed in 1978? Le Grand Macabre. Was it Thomas Adé, Zoltan Kodaly, or Georgi Ligeti?
Transylvanian composers. I have no idea. Gonna have to try to go on the names, if that helps. I'll rule out Thomas Adès for no good reason. We'll pick the middle one, Zoltan Kodaly.
Zoltan Kodaly is your answer. Any eggheads know this?
Ligeti.
Ligeti it was. Georgi Ligeti, the third choice. So, chance for Steve to take the round with this question. The female musicians Bobby Humphrey and Jeanne Backstresser became leading performers on which instrument in the jazz and classical genres, respectively? Harp, flute, or oboe?
Show me ignorance here. Right, jazz and classic. Well, I suppose you could use them all in either genre, really. Generally don't know either of the names, so it purely is a 1 in 3. Oboe.
No flute. So, 2 each. A handy let-off, Des, for you.
Yes.
We go to sudden death. Gets a bit harder now, I don't give you options. Which animal sleeps tonight in the title of a 1982 hit single by Tight Fit?
I think that is the lion, Jeremy.
The lion sleeps tonight. That's the correct answer. Okay, Steve, your question. Which artist was hailed for empowering women with the video for his 2018 hit Nice for What?
Drake.
Drake is right. Des, back to you. Which rock band released their 20th studio album Infinite in 2017?
Ooh, nothing springs to mind there. Infinite, 20th. Pure guess, U2.
No, Deep Purple. Steve, your question to take the round. Which 1960s Beatles album has a monochrome sleeve with artwork by the German artist Klaus Voormann?
Revolver.
Revolver's right, Steve. You're in the final round. Sorry, Des. Knocked out by our egghead, but you took him to sudden death. You played well. Come back to us. We'll play round 2. So, as it stands, the Borneo Clarets have lost 1 brain from the final round. The eggheads have lost none so far. The next subject is sport. Who would like sport?
That was me.
That's the problem.
Uh-oh, trouble. But what if politics comes up?
I'll find somebody else. Off you go.
Someone else.
Oh, great.
Oh, tricky.
It's got to be Tad.
Yeah.
Right.
Tad, choose an egghead if you can. You can have Barry, Pat, Kevin, or Lisa.
What do we think?
Well,
Barry, is he...
yes, Larry?
We'll try Barry.
Yes.
Good stuff. So it's going to be Tad from the Borneo Clarets versus Barry. I'm sure there's some claret on that shirt somewhere, Barry.
Every other colour, that's for sure.
And please take your positions in our question room. So not your first choice of subject, Tad.
No, not quite. I would have preferred politics, but here we are.
All right. Well, good luck, both of you. Tad, do you want to go first or second?
Can I go first, please, Jeremy?
All right, here we go. John Williams, Brian Williams, Pullin, John Dawes, Great Dummy, David, Tom David, The Halfway Line, brilliant by Quinnell. This is Gareth Edwards, The Dramatic Start. What a score! Words from a famous piece of commentary on which sport? Speedway, rugby union, or hockey?
Thankfully, I almost remember this. I think it's rugby union.
It is rugby union, well done. All right, can we get a bit of context here? Anyone know on this side?
There's a Barbarians, I think, game versus All Blacks, maybe, quite a long time ago.
Yeah, Eggheads?
I think no.
Yeah.
1973, I think.
Okay. Barry, what is the traditional colour of Scotland's home football shirts? Orange, light green, or dark blue?
Well, if I get this wrong again, I don't think I'll ever come back to Scotland. It's dark blue.
Dark blue is right. Ted, which 19-year-old Spanish golfer came second in the 1976 Open Championship? Was it Seve Ballesteros, Jose Maria Olazabal, or Miguel Angel Jimenez?
1976 would be about 50 years ago. Of those, I think Olazabal and Jimenez are a little bit younger. I would go for Seve Ballesteros.
Seve Ballesteros is right. 2 out of 2 for our challenger, Barry, to catch up with this question. Which British cyclist won the Young Rider classification at the Tour de France in 2017? Was it Geraint Thomas, Mark Cavendish, or Simon Yates?
Oh, this passed me by, but it won't be Mark Cavendish, surely, because he's much too old for that. Geraint Thomas or Simon Yates? Simon Yates.
Simon Yates is right. Well done. Okay, 2-2. Back to you, Tad. Which cricketer set a record of 119 consecutive Test innings without scoring a duck? Viv Richards, Ian Bell, or David Gower?
I don't know. I would guess that I'd have heard more about it if it had been either Gower or Bell. So I'm purely for that reason, and it could demonstrate my ignorance. I will go for Viv Richards.
Do you know, Barry?
Well, Viv Richards seems likely, but I've got a feeling it might have been Ian Bell.
David Gower.
Oh, goodness me.
The one no one's thought of. So again, the Egghead has the chance to take the round. Which British Formula One driver has driven in more than 300 Grand Prix? David Coulthard, Jenson Button, or Lewis Hamilton?
300 Grand Prix, that's a lot. They have about, what, a dozen a year, so that's many, many years. I think that's too many for Lewis Hamilton. And I think it's too many for Jenson Button. I'm inclined to go for David Coulthard.
It's Jenson Button. So 2 out of 3 again for both players, and we go to sudden death again. And Tad, it's your question first. No options from me. Here we go. Which footballer scored a dramatic goal with an overhead volley in the 2018 Champions League final?
Well, the Champions League final would have been won by Real Madrid. I will go for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Let's check with Des here, you know.
I think it was Gareth Bale.
Yeah, well, it was an amazing goal.
It was, yeah.
So Gareth Bale is the answer. That gives Barry a chance here to take the round. In tennis, the decision over choice of serve or end has traditionally been settled by spinning a racket and calling rough or what, Barry?
Smooth?
Did you know, or are you guessing?
I did know. I have seen tennis rackets, and I have seen them that they do have the two different options.
Exactly, it's based on the pattern in the strings. Yeah, smooth is the right answer, Barry. You're through to the final round. Tad, sorry. Gareth Bale not only scored that goal, he knocked you out as well, I'm afraid. And it's tricky times for our challengers. Do return to us. Right, the Borneo Clarets have lost 2 from the final round. Eggheads are all still there, sitting pretty. And we have science for you. Who would like science now?
I think that's me.
That's
guys,
you then.
isn't it?
Good luck.
Okay, Heather, retired pharmacist, against, well, it's on the right, isn't it? It's Pat or Kevin or Lisa.
I think I'll take Lisa.
Brilliant. So Heather from the Borneo Clarets taking on Lisa on science. Please go to the question room. Okay, good luck on science. Heather, do you want to go first or second?
I think I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
Okay, let's see if you can break the pattern of previous rounds. What is the usual term for a male fallow deer? A buck, a blade, or a blood?
I think the only one of those 3 that I relate to deer would be a buck.
Buck is correct. Well done. On your way. Lisa, which of these RAF aircraft was described as a jump jet? Camel, Harrier, or Jaguar?
The Jaguar jump jet would have sounded better, wouldn't it? But I think it's the Harrier.
Yep, Harrier jump jet is right. And your question, Heather. Which of these is a species of duck? Is it widgeon, corncrake, or hoopoo?
I don't think it's a hoopoo. I don't think it's a corncrake. I think I'm going to go for widgeon.
Challengers, is she right? What do you think? Yes?
I think so, yes.
Okay, widgeon is the right answer. Well done. Lisa, hydrogyrum is a former name for which chemical element? Is it mercury, copper, or sulfur?
Do you want to spell that for me, please, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's spelled Hydrargyrum.
Yeah, well, it gave me a little bit of thinking time, at least, which reminded me that the chemical symbol for mercury is Hg. So we'll go with mercury.
Good quizzing, Lisa. Mercury is the right answer. Well done. 2-2. Okay, Heather. In 1976, which British chemist became the first female winner of the Royal Society's Copley Medal? Rosalind Franklin, Julia Higgins, or Dorothy Hodgkin?
I don't know, but I think Rosalind Franklin, I'm assuming whoever it was alive at the time, and I don't think Rosalind Franklin was, although she may have been. I haven't heard of the other two ladies. Actually, I think I will go for Rosalind Franklin as a guess.
Eggheads?
Dorothy Hodgkin, she famously discovered the structure of insulin and vitamin B12.
Okay, Dorothy Hodgkin is the answer. So Lisa has a chance to get into the final with this question. In the 1830s, which scientist, along with his collaborator William Fothergill Cooke, developed the electric telegraph? Lisa, was it Adam Sedgwick, Charles Wheatstone, or Joseph Swan?
Now, it's quite possible the time periods fit for all of them. I know they do for Joseph Swan. I'm not sure which bit of that is significant, if it's the electric bit or the telegraph bit. Just because I know Swan was an early sort of electricity pioneer. Yeah, I really don't know enough about the other two to rule them in or out. But just because I have those little extra bits about Mr. Swan, I'll go with Joseph Swan.
No, Charles Wheatstone.
Okay.
So we go to sudden death again. Heather, the measurement scale devised in 1935 and technically referred to as the local magnitude scale became better known by which name?
I'm going to say Richter scale.
Richter scale is correct. Lisa, to stay in. In the abbreviation STP that refers to standard conditions for experimental measurements to be made, what does the letter P stand for?
All I've now got in my head is standard transition protocol, and I'm sure that's nothing to do with this. But my brain is not letting me progress it. So I will applaud Heather and say protocol.
Protocol is your answer. Eggheads, do we know this?
Pressure.
Pressure. So
Standard temperature and pressure.
That's it, Barry. So pressure gives you the round, Heather. You pressed well, and you're in the final. Come back to us. One more round to play before the all-important final. As it stands, the Borneo Clarets have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost 1, but the comeback has started with Heather's great performance. And the last round before the final is arts and books. So it's Wendy or Clive.
Well, we've got a librarian.
Oh, a librarian, how wonderful. Wendy, against which Eggheads? So you can have Pat or Kevin.
Kevin?
Go on then.
Then I can say I played Kevin.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. Wendy from the Borneo Clarets playing Kevin from the Eggheads. Just this round before the final, please take your positions. Good luck, Wendy. Arts and books, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
OK, here we go. The fictional detective Sherlock Holmes is said to have lived where in London? Baker Street, Savile Row, or Cherry Tree Lane?
Yes, I think that's fairly straightforward. We used to come into Marylebone Station quite often, so I'm fairly confident it's Baker Street.
Baker Street is right. Right, Kevin, your question. Which city's School of Art suffered a major fire in its renowned Mackintosh building in 2014 and again in 2018? Liverpool, Glasgow, or Bristol?
Well, not so very far from where we are here. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that it's happened twice so close together. It's Glasgow.
It is Glasgow, and I went to have a look at it. I couldn't get very close, but the other day...
Yeah, same here.
Right. Your question, Wendy. Which former US president co-wrote the 2018 thriller The President is Missing with the best-selling author James Patterson? Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, or George W. Bush?
Crumbs. I don't know this one. Barack Obama's written stuff on his own, but could it be either of the other two? I think I'm going to go for, it's a guess, Barack Obama.
It's a hard one to guess if you've not got the facts on it, but it was actually Bill Clinton.
Here's my...
I heard him being interviewed about it. Okay, so Kevin has a chance to take the lead. In which decade did Penelope Lively win the Booker Prize with her novel Moon Tiger? 1980s, 1990s, or 2000s?
I'm pretty sure that was the 1980s. 1987.
1980s is right. Gives us the year as well. It's good to watch. Now, you've got to get this right, Wendy.
Yes.
To stay in. In which of Shakespeare's plays does the Countess advise Bertram, love all, trust a few, do wrong to none? Beautiful line. Is it from As You Like It, Antony and Cleopatra, or All's Well That Ends Well?
Shakespeare's not one of my strengths, I'm afraid. I think I'm going to rule out Antony and Cleopatra. It's a toss-up between the other two. I'm going to try As You Like It.
You've gone the wrong way.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. All's Well That Ends Well is the answer. Could still end well for our challengers, though. Sorry, Wendy. Knocked out on Arts and Books by Kevin, who is a fearsome player, as you know.
Definitely.
Come back to us, both of you. We'll play the final round for £9,000. Okay, let's see what happens now. This is what we've been playing towards. It's time for our final round. As always, it's general knowledge, but I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads don't take part in the final. So, Tad, Wendy and Des from the Borneo Clarets, but also Lisa from the Eggheads, would you please now leave the studio? Here we go, Heather and Clive, you're playing to win the Borneo Clarets £9,000. Team with a great backstory, may I say. Barry, Steve, Pat and Kevin, well, your history is fabled, of course, and you're now playing for the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. You can confer challenges. So, Borneo Clarets, the question is, are your 2 brains able to take down these 4? And Clive, do you want to go first or second?
We've discussed we'll go first, please, Jeremy.
Your first question. Ricotta is a soft, white, unsalted cheese from which country? Italy, Spain, or Greece?
I
I think it's Italy.
Before they came on.
Yeah.
We've eliminated Spain and Greece. We think it's Italy.
Italy's quite right. Well done. Eggheads, final round. Which of these devices often feature derailleurs? Vacuum cleaners, lawnmowers, or bicycles?
Bikes, isn't it?
Gear changing mechanism.
The way they go.
Gearing and wheels.
Bicycles, Jeremy.
Bicycles is right. Okay, contestants. What is the name of the 1981 film starring Tippi Hedren that allegedly saw 70 members of the cast and crew receive injuries from wild animals? Claw, roar, or four?
I don't think it would be four, because that doesn't sound really like any sort of animal type film. I would have thought roar or claw.
Yeah, claw sounds a bit more sort of
Claw sounds more
evil, doesn't it?
evil,
Yeah.
injury sustaining. That
Yes.
said, being on the receiving end of a roar is not great, is it? I don't think we know for definite.
No,
do
no.
we?
I mean, I'd opt for claw.
I'd opt for claw as well.
Yeah.
Would like to go for claw, please, Jeremy, but we don't know the answer.
Claw is your answer. Eggheads, do we know?
It's raw. It's one of the. I think it's set in a wildlife park or something like that, and they tried to basically film it for real and get in amongst the animals. Health and safety at that point was not a major option.
Obviously not.
So it backfired a bit, but it's raw.
Raw. Hard to choose between those two. So, Eggheads can take the lead with their second question. What was the approximate turnout in the 2016 US presidential election? 55.7, 65.7, or 75.7%?
I'm inclined to think it's sort of the lower end of that
I
spectrum.
didn't think it was high as 75.
It's not 75, surely. Could it be a high as 65?
Should know this, really.
Do we have any feeling for the number of votes cast?
No, not really.
Well, there's a population of 300 million.
Yeah.
And if you discount a third perhaps as being children, then I would vote it's a 200 million electorate. Nobody's heard any figures now for total votes cast.
No.
I'm still inclined to go for the lower one, but
On balance. I'm uneasy, but on balance, I'd probably go for the lower.
But this is a percentage of the registered electors,
Yeah, basically.
which is not necessarily
That.
the
There's
all
not-
the people entitled to
A lot of
vote.
people
Yeah.
not counted. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, that's
Happy with that? You
Yeah,
want
it could be either of the first.
Everybody happy?
Yeah.
We're very uncertain, but we're going to go for 55.7%.
Yes, so on the basis that this was not a very motivating election.
Yeah, well,
and
there's
yet
that.
it seems like it was.
Yeah, that's the tricky bit, really, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, you're right.
Yeah.
Well done, 55.7%. You slogged it out there, didn't they? You need to get this one right. Challenges to stay in. Here is your question. Which of these Italian resorts is located on the Amalfi Coast? San Remo, Taormina, or Positano?
Oh my goodness, the Amalfi Coast. That's
I was there, that's Sorrento.
Yeah.
I'd rule out San Remo, but the other two names are familiar. I think it's, don't hold me to this, but I think it's Positano on the Amalfi Coast.
I mean, if I was guessing, I'd say that, 'cause I was expecting to see Sorrento.
Should we go Positano?
Yes, yeah. Shall we go for that? Yeah.
Okay, could be wrong. We'd like to go for Positano, please, Jeremy.
Positano is the right answer. Well done, you're still in it. Now we go to the Eggheads, the final round. If you get this right, the contest is over because you have this question in hand. Which of the 5 articles of faith that the Sikh religion requires believers to wear is called the kanga? It's spelled K-A-N-G-H-A. Is it bangle, comb, or uncut hair?
Well, Kesh is uncut hair.
Kesh is the uncut hair, and the bangle is Kara, which leaves comb. That's Kanga.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all happy with comb. We think that's comb.
Comb is the right answer. We say congratulations, Eggheads. You have won. Well, you saw them in tip-top form there, I must say. That was very impressive. Thank you so much for coming in. It's been
Thank
great
you.
to see your challenges. Sorry you didn't make it, but the Eggheads have kind of done what comes naturally at the moment, and it always feels like you can't be beaten, and then you are. Wasn't the day today. The challengers won't be going home with the £9,000, so the next time we play, there'll be a £10,000 jackpot, and we wonder whether anybody's going to beat you, Eggheads. Now, Steve, you had a question earlier.
Yeah, the question was, all human phobias, except for 2, are congenital. The rest of them are acquired throughout a person's lifetime, so basically, which 2 are we born with?
And I guess agoraphobia, claustrophobia. That's a pair, but maybe not.
Yeah. They do have names. In no particular order, there's basophobia, which is the fear of falling, and phonophobia, which is the fear of loud noises.
And those are congenital.
We're born with those, everything else we pick up over a lifetime.
Well, well, well. I hope you got that right at home. Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads with a £10,000 jackpot. Until then, goodbye.